Anderson, this is a fugitive file 231903EX. I'm going to read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darius here appearing on behalf of Ms. Anderson for the purpose of arraignment. We've reviewed this extradition file. We've waived reading. After consulting with Ms. Anderson, she is going to waive extradition at this time.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you, Ms. Anderson, to just go ahead and have a seat. We're going to get through everyone else, and then we will look to see for a district court judge to bring you back over and get this done today still, okay?
Thank you.
Do you mind if you can send an email to Carol, the judge, just asking if they're going to be available in 10 minutes or so?
Okay.
Good afternoon, your name, sir?
Davion Baker.
Mr. Baker, this is file 211243FY. I'm going to read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darius here appearing on behalf of Mr. Baker for the purpose of arraignment. We have reviewed these charges. We'd waive a reading. We'd ask that the matter was set for probable cause and prelim. He was screened for a court-appointed attorney and does qualify.
Okay, I don't think we got that form. If you could maybe resend that one.
Which one?
Baker.
I did not get bigger yet.
Yeah, we just didn't get it yet, just to let you know.
I've got evidence here.
All right, and then this is a $3,000 cash surety. Looks like it was posted. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Just, I see a $5,000 bench warrant. That's why I'm confused.
Your Honor, that may be.
Oh, that's older.
Yes, I believe there was a discrepancy that I believe the court knew that Mr. Baker was in prison for a period of time when the charges were authorized.
I just didn't want to tell you that I think you're bonded if you were still short, but I think this is $3,000 cash surety. It looks like it's posted. You already have next court dates. You have a probable cause conference on June 22nd and a preliminary hearing on June 28th. That's in courtroom A in front of Judge Scotchless. You will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. Yes?
Sir, I did not post. I have a $5,000 failure to appear. I never posted bond for that.
Well, but it was paid on 6/18/21. Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I think that bond was
That was a
paid.
cash bond that was forfeited.
You were forfeited that bond because you didn't show up. So you are right. You do have a cash surety bond you would need to post.
Yeah.
Your Honor, may we address that bond?
Yes.
After speaking with Mr. Baker, over the last 2 years, he was incarcerated in prison for 2 years out of Indiana and Ohio for charges related to this offense. He's currently still on parole supervision here. It's my understanding there is hold out of Livingston that he has to address as well. Would ask the court to consider amending bond at this time.
What?
Reduced, if the court would be able to reduce the bond down, he does have family that might help him post it. I don't know.
Reduce it to $1,000 cash surety, but they're still gonna have to put up about $100 in cash and something else to get you out. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. But those still dates are June 22nd and 28th. Those are the next times you're in court. You are able to argue bond each time you're up in court. For some reason, those circumstances change, but other than that, you're all set.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're also thinking that the extradition they're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna wheel you over here.
Hang on.
And just tell Miss Anderson, we're gonna have to set her for a waiver.
We're gonna have to set her for a waiver.
Yeah, I wrote right on here, we'll waive extradition, but we can't do it this afternoon, so.
Okay. Can you look directly into the camera? 'Cause we can't
All right,
really
sir,
get
your name, please.
My name is Chad Edmonds.
Mr. Edmonds, file 231905FY. I'm gonna read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darius here appearing on behalf of Mr. Edmonds for the purpose of arraignment. We have reviewed the charges we'd waive a reading. Asked that the matter set for probable cause and prelim. He was screened for court-appointed attorney and does qualify.
Okay. Again, though, I'm not sure we have that one, if maybe you
I
could
just
read.
gave it to you.
Oh,
It was
I
too
probably
bad.
stuck it in there. I put it in the wrong file.
No, that one.
All right, so Mr. Edmonds, you will be represented for the entirety of this case by the Public Defender's Office. Your bond is currently set in the amount of $2,000 cash surety. Do you wish to argue bond?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. In speaking with him, he does have a job at Light Metals. He's been employed there. It's likely that he would lose employment if he stays incarcerated at this time. He currently has the ability to speak with someone to help assist with bond if he were given the opportunity. It's my understanding he would be able to appear for court if he was given a PR bond and released.
We're gonna leave this bond at $2,000 cash surety, given the circumstances of the case. You already have next dates, sir. You have a probable cause conference on June 22nd and a preliminary hearing on June 28th. That's courtroom A in front of Judge Scotchless. You will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. And you're all set.
All right.
Can you get your feet up?
Yeah.
Okay. Brooklyn, come on up.
Good afternoon. Your name, please.
Brooklyn Edwards, Your Honor.
Edwards, this is a misdemeanor file 221415ST. I'm going to read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darius here appearing on behalf of Ms. Edwards for the purpose of arraignment. We've reviewed the charges with waiver reading. She'll enter a not guilty plea on the misdemeanor, deny responsibility on the civil infraction at this time. We'd ask the court to consider amending bond to PR. Ms. Edwards does work and is applying for additional jobs at the time.
Is this the only thing you're in jail on, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
This would usually always be a PR bond. The reason why it wasn't is because you missed court. I'm willing to trade this back to a PR bond, but that's because you're telling me, of course, you realize how important it is to get to court, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make my wrongs right and amend it.
Is this good address for you on Fox Ridge Drive?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
So I'll change that back $300 PR bond. It's no driving without a valid driver's license, but you will get a next court date at courtroom A in front of Judge Scotchless. Before you leave jail, you need to show up for that court date or you won't get a PR bond next time.
Okay, Your Honor, sounds
You're
good.
all set.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Michael Harrington.
Mr. Harrington, this is a felony file 231892FY. I'm going to read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darius here appearing on behalf of Mr. Harrington for the purpose of arraignment. We have reviewed the charges. We would waive a reading at this time. Mr. Harrington would ask that the court set this matter for probable cause and prelim. He was screened for court-appointed attorney and does qualify.
Okay, so you will have the public defender on this case for the remainder of the case. You wish to argue bond?
Yes, Your Honor, thank
Yes.
you. Speaking with Mr. Harrington, he's just recently started a job working at the deli at Harding's in Wayland. He lives with his mom and has transportation. He also does assist her in her day-to-day needs. Mr. Harrington, I believe, has been out of trouble for quite some time up until now. We'd ask the court to consider a PR bond at this time.
I will change this to a $1,000 PR bond, Mr. Harrington. That's because it does seem like it's been a good long stretch here since you've been in trouble. But that is no drugs, no alcohol, no marijuana. You already have next court dates. June 22nd is your probable cause conference. If you have a preliminary hearing set June 27th in courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin, you will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. You're all set.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, your name?
William Fletcher.
Mr. Fletcher, this is a misdemeanor file 231051 SM. I'm going to read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dario's here appearing on behalf of Mr. Fletcher for the purpose of arraignment. We have reviewed the charges. We'd waive a reading at this time. He's entering a not guilty plea. He was screened for court-appointed attorney and does qualify.
Okay, so you will have the public defender as your attorney for the remainder of this case. I believe this is still set as a PR bond. Is this the only reason you're in jail?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know.
Well, I do think you're going to get released with a next court date in courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin. That'll be the next time you're due in court. You need to make sure you're back in court because I do see one missed court date on this file already, all right?
Okay,
They'll give you the court date before you leave jail. You gotta make sure you're there. Don't miss any more
I will.
courts, what I'm saying, right?
Okay.
All
yeah,
right,
yep.
you're all set.
Cool, thank you.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Marion.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Devarion Mills.
Mills, this is a felony case, 231904FT. I'm gonna read it to you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dario's here appearing on behalf of Mr. Mills for the purpose of arraignment. We've reviewed the charge we waive a reading. He's asking the matter is set for probable cause and prelim. He was screened for court-appointed attorney and does qualify.
Don't think we quite have that one, if you could make sure that that gets set. But Mr. Mills, it does appear that you're gonna have the public defender's office represent you
I
for the
got it.
remainder of this case, though I think we do have it. Do you wish to address bond?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Mr. Mills does live with his mom out of Kalamazoo. She's assisting him with bond. He doesn't have any prior criminal history that I know or he knows of. He does have a hold out of Kent for something. He would have to address that if he was able to get a PR bond in this matter.
We'll not give you a PR bond based on circumstances, but I will lower it down to $1,000 cash surety. It's gonna be no driving without a valid driver's license. You already have next court dates. June 22nd is a probable cause conference. You have a preliminary hearing on June 27th. That's courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin. You will get copies of those dates and times. You must show up for those dates and times. You're all set. I believe that's everybody.